Okay, right. Let's get some guests on. Darius and Marcella Detroit are both successful pop stars. Darius has had 5 top 10 singles, and Marcella, of course, was lead singer with Shakespeare's sister. But now they're trying to make it as opera stars. We'll talk to them both in just a minute, but first, let's see them in action.
You even did a little kind of twiddle that we didn't even hear in rehearsal. Did you make it up?
I didn't know I was going to do it.
What did you think of your mother's performance? Must have been amazing for you.
More than amazing. Even more than amazing.
Happy?
You just amazed me. 20 years of amazing me, honey.
I'm going to quote Shakespeare. Call out the dogs of war! I'll kill for you, darling!
Fantastic! Darius and Marcella, come and join us. They sounded great.
You sounded brilliant.
You gentlemen, great to see you guys.
What a gentleman, Darius.
I don't know about
Darius is so tall.
How are you guys?
You are so tall.
Can I just say, you both sound so awesome. What's it like having to sing opera like that?
It's frightening. I mean, it's such hard work. You know, pop singing, you can get away with being a little bit lazy and hiding behind loud instruments. But with that, you can't. You're just, like, naked.
And it's like no holds barred as well. You've just got to go out there and give it absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Is it terrifying to do, Darius?
It's petrifying.
Is it?
Every week learning a different language. You know, it's bad enough learning a completely different technique and throwing away pop technique and throwing away musical theatre technique, unlearning all that and learning the new stuff. You've got to be bilingual. I'm trilingual. I'll try anything, but I just don't know if I'll actually do any justice.
It's sounding incredible so far. Have either of you had any experience in opera before, or were you interested before?
No interest. I mean, I had a vocal teacher once give me some operatic-type exercises to open my voice up. And in Shakespeare's Sister, I just did little dabblings, you know, with some of our music. I would do some stuff, but it was really not anything near like opera should be sung. It was just like in a pop-style voice, so this is completely different.
What about for you, Darius?
Well, this is the first time that I've had any kind of classical training, but back when I was 13, my dad took me to an audition for the Scottish Opera, a non-singing role, but I did tour and I did get to the Covent Garden Theatre.
That's amazing.
And I had a crossroads to face. They offered me the chance to be classically trained and to train as an opera singer. And I said no to go back to Glasgow and form the local pop band and stay at school and study to go to university. And my dad, since then, I think he's always harboured this dream for me to be a classical singer, or at least be able to sing in that style. And so I know right now he's living vicariously through this second chance that I've been.
Does it make you sort of feel in any way that you wish you'd taken that route?
I, for 15 years, have been wondering, what if? Every time I listen to Catherine Jenkins sing, and I think, wow, what would my career have been like? Would I, you know, I know I wouldn't have sung Colourblind, you know, but you know, what would my first and second albums have been like? And now it's amazing to being given a second shot. Most people, you know, when you're a teenager, you get one chance to go to uni or get an apprenticeship, or you train for football all your life to do what you do. And at 29, to be given a chance to have a second chance to maybe do something is amazing.
And Marcella, Darius mentioned the fact that, you know, you're singing in these different languages.
Yeah.
How much harder does that make it for you? Do you speak any other languages?
No, I don't speak any of the languages, especially, well, the Italian was fun. I really love Italian. I speak Spanish, so I could relate to it slightly. But the German, I had no idea. That was
I didn't
hard.
know there was German opera.
Yeah, the one you just saw me do.
That was German.
Oh, okay.
And what about people? Do people come up to you and say they're more interested in it? Is it making it more accessible? People loving it?
Yeah, they have said that. They've said, oh, if we're really inspired to go see an opera.
Wow.
I think people before have always, not always, but some people maybe have been intimidated by opera, and they think, well, I don't really understand what's going on, or, you know, what the storylines are. So this is a great kind of vehicle, isn't it, to make it accessible.
And opera is something that really, I mean, Rolando explains it whenever he gets really passionate, and he says, opera is something something that connects with the singer's soul, and it connects with the audience's soul, and it is something very, very special. And it's true. Like when you hear him talk about it, it's like
when I've been to the opera, what I didn't realise. Yeah, I've been to in the park. And they've got the translation up in the corner. You can read it.
Really?
Yeah.
You can understand?
it's true. Yeah.
That's brilliant. 'Cause the only thing I know about opera is that scene in Pretty Woman where she's brought to tears, and it is so beautiful, even though you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it is moving. It does kind of reach in there and get you, doesn't it? But what about the judges? Do they reach in and get you? You know, are they harsh?
Well, I think it's kind of. I think Rolando is pretty hardcore. I mean, because you know he wants the best out of us.
Yeah.
And but I like that. I like that because it makes me want to rise to the challenge. So I don't mind.
And what about the others? Is there sort of one that's kind of playing a soft role?
He would be my nightmare.
He's a legend. He's an absolute legend. I mean, other than being, you know, the main man of one of the greatest songs of all time, Anything for Love. I mean, he was in my favourite film of all time, Fight Club. And to have him jump up like a Jack in the Box, you know, and point at you and go, "You're in the zone, man. You're in the zone." It was, you know, it's
I bet you never thought that would ever happen to you in your life.
And what about Marcella? No disrespect to my friend here, Darius, but they've got you as one of the favourites to win. So what do you think of that?
I don't know how.
Well, because you've got the best lungs of anyone in the competition.
I don't know.
That was good. Hold on a second.
No.
Marcella, you got competition.
A little bit higher, about 3 octaves.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Would it be a great thing to win, surely, because you've never done opera like that? It must be amazing.
It would be. You know, I'll tell you what, I'm just really thankful to have been in the competition this long, because I haven't really been in the public eye here for a long time. So the fact that people like what I do and they want me here, I'm so thankful for that.
Fingers crossed for you. Good luck with that. And changing the subject slightly, Darius, I understand you've changed your surname from Dinesh, as we all know and love you, to Darius Campbell. So what's the reason for that?
It's not a name change. I've always been Darius Campbell Danish. Campbell Danish being my surname.
Okay.
And just before Christmas, I went and saw my granddad, and he was in hospital and he was very sick. And I said to him, wherever I go in the world, I'm lucky as an actor, as a songwriter, as a singer, I get to travel. But wherever I go, nobody recognises my name as being Scottish. And he looked at me and he just said, "Oh, son, you'll always be a Scot, and you'll always be a Campbell, and I'll always be proud of you."
Oh,
that's nice. And I feel like Darius Campbell, and it's on my bank card. And I thought, do you know what? I never was given the choice before. As a recording artist 8 years ago, they said, "Right, you're Darius." And I thought, okay. And then I was Darius Danish when I was interviewed. And I thought, you know what? I want my kids, when I have children, if we don't grow up in Scotland, I want them to know their heritage, where they're from, you know, and I'm proud of that.
And Campbell is a good old Scottish name, isn't it? No mistaking that.
And what about afterwards? Firstly, what about afterwards? What do you think? What are you going to be doing?
I'm going to take a nice long holiday on a really white sandy beach. And then after that, I will continue with an album that I was working on before I got involved in this.
Will it change the style now, do you think?
Pardon?
Will it change the style of the album now that you've had this experience?
I don't know, maybe. I mean, maybe I'll do something more related to this first, but, you know, I'll continue working on this kind. What I really miss is some funk. I love funky. I love soul.
Yeah, get it in there.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
I like the sound of it.
Market for it.
What about you, Darius? What have you got coming up?
Well, I'm literally focusing on each week. So for me, it's all about Friday. And I just want to be the best that I can be and learn as much as I can. And if I was lucky enough to get as far as the final, then I'll have all my fingers and toes crossed that I can make my dad proud. And beyond that, you know, who knows?
We'll cross all our fingers and toes for you both too.
Come here from Darius and Marcella! And you can see Darius and Marcella on Pop Stars, Top Stars on Friday night at 9 o'clock on ITV. Well done, guys.
Yeah, well done. Exciting. Phenomenal voices, absolutely phenomenal. Okay, time to have a look at
so deep. Didn't his voice sound deep?
Very, very deep, very powerful. Now, you've been sending in some of your messages.
What we got?